DJ Hale, DJ Hale, Morrissette, yes. They asked about me, they asked about Hale. They know their heads, so when they do this, hey, this is going to be here, we're excited. But we do have some, this is our public office. We have great citizens running for public office, which we appreciate. So if you are running for public office, just raise your hand real quick. Raise your hand. Ain't going to give you the microphone yet. Raise your hand. I'm sorry, hold on a second. That's just all. With somebody. If you are running for public office, or if you represent a fine woman who's running for public office, there you go. Raise your hand again so you can see. Everybody raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're running for public office, please, so you can see. Raise your hand. Come on, y'all. Raise your hand. You know what's this is not the time to be scared now. The time to be scared is on April 24th when you realize you owe some people money back. Don, you gonna tell people who you're voting for?
No.
Good. See, that's why she's so smart. That's why she's so smart. No, thank you. But you are voting. Yes. I just put you on the spot. Just hold the microphone up.
Yes, thank you.
I just put you on the spot. So I would like for y'all to thank our volunteers, our sponsors, our partners. And I do want to give a special thank you to, like I said, my fine smart husband, Lloyd Richard, who had this vision 9.5 years ago. So like you were trying to birth something, my miracle home.
Yes.
For his patience and persistence and vision, he has his hands. Give a little bit more hand there. Come on. A little bit more. That's Don, you want to do any shout outs? You don't want to do a shout out.
I mean, I want to keep the commissioner no shout out.
Go ahead, shout out then. That's it.
Shout out to Brian Wire. He's a great leader, and I'm proud of what he's doing with the local Minority Chamber of Commerce. And plug for our chamber. So.
Yes. How many of you belong to the Chamber of Commerce? One. Okay. Todd, raise your hand. Todd, you should have raised your hand. Don't forget Todd. Yes. Either and. The Pensacola Area Chamber of Commerce and Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce have both great work here, and both have been partners with us. I think I'm forgetting somebody that we're supposed to say hi to before we start. Oh, Truth for You. Thank you. Our amazing. Let me put my gin down.
He's trying to get out.
Reverend John Powell, y'all say thank you to Reverend John Powell. Raise your hand. Our 100th event, and Reverend Hale has been our partner for audio visual, for chairs, microphones, everything except food. But I think she tries to cook the food too. Speaking of the food, let's give thanks for food. You want to say thank you?
Thank you.
See how good Donnie is? Okay, so the Dwarf Chicken Restaurant has been our partner for 6-7 years as well. So y'all enjoy the food?
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of sort of, you ain't eating none? Okay. All right. I think it's time for us to get off the microphone.
Yeah. I agree.
My jokes ain't
We're just sort of like a cheerleader right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna cheer on. Y'all ready to cheer on though for telemetry? Yes. So come on down, Alan. Come on, y'all. So telemetry is Polian Williams started telemetry some years ago. And I'm gonna talk till he gets up here. And so we have, please welcome Rob Robinson. Alan Williams. And the newest member who I have not met, but I'm excited to hear and see what she says, is Camilla Willie. Ancestors that we're standing on their shoulders, not only for economic development and community development, but also for cultural development. So to usher in our ancestors and to welcome all of you is telemetry. And Don over there just enjoying. Yeah, we supposed to be coming back up here talking. Don, okay, we don't do no shout out. What shout out y'all don't do?
I mean, I could tell you a little something we have coming up.
Yes.
This Sunday, the 24th, we have a ribbon cutting with Youth Fab Boutique, so that's unique family fashion boutique on Pine Forest Road at 2 o'clock. We're gonna do a ribbon cutting with them to celebrate their new membership, introduce them to the community, help them maybe make some sales, help you get some deals, win a door prize. Get something good and delicious and build, expand your network a little bit. So, yeah,
And it's all what?
it's a ribbon cutting.
No, it's all what? What's my favorite
What
word?
am I missing?
What's my favorite word, y'all? What's that, black? That's black.
It is.
That's my other favorite word. Free.
Yes,
Yeah.
I missed that important part. I mean, absolutely amazing.
It costs you nothing to show up.
Right.
Yes, right. Yeah. So that's on your Facebook page, don't forget
It is.
Minority Area Chamber.
It is.
Facebook page.
Facebook website.
Facebook and website. All right, well, let's give away a door prize. And y'all give it up for Linwood Tree again. No, you ain't going home yet. You ain't going home yet. But we're gonna give y'all this break door prize, and then we will bring up our special guests. We have amazing sponsors who share with us, as we said, the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce, Pensacola, Pensacola Area Chamber of Commerce. What about this beautiful building here? The Village Square, y'all like where you at? Square here, Five Sisters, the dwarf, Reverend John Hale, Florida Power and Light, Sandy County Board of County Commissioners. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Just chopped up to my head. You got all the list of sponsors, baby. Thank y'all. Okay, yeah. Okay, I guess we're gonna hold the big one for last. The golf.
Let's start with Todd.
Todd, where you at? Todd.
Pensacola Chamber.
Okay, which one? Oh, it's an envelope. Is it a gas card, Todd? Come on up. It's a gas card for 1 gallon of gas. So you get how much money? How much money? How much money did you get? Go ahead.
It's $50 gift certificate to Five Sisters.
Let's have one of our looking for a political candidate here. Where you at? Come on, anybody? Oh, they left. So Kevin, come on up. Okay. Let me get Kevin. Come on up, Kevin. We'll get you to pull there.
Okay.
You know I can't give you the microphone. Like a preacher. My Reverend should be like a preacher, like up here.
Let a politician get close to a microphone. You gotta be careful now.
Don't go nowhere else.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on. All right.
Cheryl Hennon.
Come on now.
Nope, they left for they have the Booker T. Washington class reunion. Y'all know what we say, we ain't got no money. Yep, cut them out. We gotta be friends, we got the money to mail.
Best abilities availability. We pulling another
All
one?
of those. I'll give you the microphone if you want.
Maggie McKean.
Come on now.
Come on, if you're done. Come on, we're gonna get everybody in here. Photoshop as you need to, okay?
All right, I got you. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all give her a hand. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin is running for Shannon County Commissioner District 2. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, she said we're gonna give away the other one.
Yes, let's do water, power, and light. We got maybe like 3 people.
Okay, so pull Allison, come on up. I have you pull 3 people. Overtime, this is not a paid bill. Get that out of the way, this is not a paid bill.
Did I see you earlier?
Come on, pull three of them, pull three of them for me. Yep.
All right. First one is Alan Williamson.
Okay. Okay, one, Helen Will.
All right. This is
That's a blank card, blank card. Don't go anywhere, Alan, don't go anywhere.
Cassandra Reynolds. Josie Baptiste.
Baptiste, Josie, oh, hey, come on up here, come on up. Photo opportunity here. Come on, yes, come on up, we're gonna let you get in the middle. I gotta put you. Rodney, you visiting, come on, get in the picture. I know. Somebody get the door there. Uh-oh. Don, you're in. Don, you're in. Yes, you're in the picture too. Yes. There you go.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yay, congratulations. And now, Allison is running for Pensacola City Council District 6. All right, so I'm going to meet all these great people there. Let's go in and out.
We got one, another door Friday.
We're gonna
Three.
Three people. Four. Jerry McIntyre, come on down. Come on, get her, come on down. No more political candidates here. You didn't win, you're gonna pull. You're gonna pull, pull 3 names. And if you pull yours, it's all fair game. Y'all give it up, look in the bucket, look away. Jerry McIntosh is moving for change. Y'all give it up for Jerry McIntosh. All right, who do we have? Drum roll.
That was the Watkins, MS.
Ivy. Is Ivy here? I saw her. There she is. Ivy, one of our great educators. Come on, Ivy.
Cassandra Reynolds.
Sandra still here? Oh, we called twice. Oh, okay, we got it. You know, we got that much money before you.
Kevin.
We got 2 old people trying to read.
Yeah.
Kevin, you know? There you go. One more. We need one more. One.
Oh, one.
All right, where the wand go? One. Alan, stop flirting and let Don get in the picture. Alan, stop flirting and let Don get in the picture. Get in the picture, Alan. You don't want to tell
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. All righty. We got more?
Yes.
Oh, we got more. How many more?
You can do,
All right, these are from Baptist Hospital. Reverend and Mrs. Reeves, can I get y'all to come on up here? giving y'all a great public service. Come on up here, and we're gonna do our donations. We're calling the great Mount Living Church and the city of Pensacola and Miss Thelma Reeves. Look at y'all, look at her. Don't she look good? Go ahead, yeah. I'm just saying, you look good, you got it now. Come on up. That's right. You got a call. The name is on a call. He just waiting on y'all. He just poured his card out like he gonna pour his out. Wait, how many cards did he pull? One shot. How many cards did he pull? Two, okay, 2 cards. Just 4, not 2. All right. Oh, Maddie Davis, Maddie, come on down. And Abraham Scully. Abraham still here? Yeah, let's get in the picture here. Abraham, are you still listening? You know, you have Come on, Don. Get a picture here. You so kind. Thank you.
I'm on my dog.
There you go.
Can I hug this lady right here?
You can hug the beautiful lady. Yes, you may.
Let's go. All right. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank y'all. Let's give it up. All right. Okay, so we got golf club over here. And
Yeah, we got a $200 gift certificate from
$200
Five Sisters.
$200 and food. Well, it gives me.
Get up.
Y'all give it up for our young students. One more.
We have a membership to the North School here.
All right,
Well, is it too late?
we got somebody who wants to play with it. Okay. All right. Okay. Last card. Miss Lois Lane, come on up, please, and pull the name, please. One of our great community volunteers, Miss Lois Lane. That really is her name, y'all.
It's a girl.
Lois Lane, yes. We're pulling this.
A membership
Okay, tell them
to
about
the Gulf Coast Migrant Chamber of Commerce.
it. 1 year, 10 years.
1 year.
Okay.
Maurice.
Very excited.
M-E-R-I-S.
Mr. Miller Willis, I want you to see my picture.
Beautiful. All right. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
And y'all give it up for our, she didn't know she was gonna have to do this. Christina with, I used to say with VIP, with Faces magazine. Y'all give it up for, Christina with Faces magazine. They are an online publication.
I need more tonight, too.
And she said she needs more pictures too, so you all that came really cute. I'm just saying, you know, get in the pictures. Well, we are excited to have our special guest here. Since the age of 5 years old, she has been around people who make a difference in this community. A friend of mine I was talking to this morning said that don't call her Haley Poo. I'm not calling you Haley Poo. And so since the age of 5, she has been around people who make a difference for social justice, for economic development, for community development in this community. One of my favorite people was her mother, Rachel Gaston, who died about 10 years ago, doing great work, serving on her way to serving. And in what she left in Haley is this legacy of change. So Haley is now a licensed clinical social worker by day, works with the Pensacola Dream Defenders, an organization that's been around since the tragic murder of Trayvon Martin in 2012. Oh, Lord have mercy. 10 years, 10 years. And many of you know her as DJ Hale. She wrote the 1, the 2. That ain't even right.
That's right. You're right.
I was trying to be here. Come on, you ready? come on, get closer so they can see how cute your dog is. More importantly than being cute, she is an amazing community steward, has been at the forefront and at the face of a lot of the social justice change here in Pensacola. Often not liked, and those of you who are running for public office, those of you who are in the public space, who are in the public service of the public life, you know that not everyone is gonna like you. But at the end of the day, is we appreciate what you do because you have a love for the community. So please join me in welcoming, who's gonna give our motivational talk for our 9th anniversary, Miss DJ Hale, Hale Morrissette.
I'm gonna ask y'all to, it's a community agreement that we have around Dream Defenders where it's permission to be raggedy, because I show up kind of raggedy sometimes, right? But I have to do it because I'm very, very much in tune and with my people. Does that make sense? I'm very much with my people. And what I mean by that is that the way that I show up, the way that all the things that I get to do in the community, the only reason I'm able to do them is because I have the support of the people. And the people who aren't always the ones that we want support from, right? They're not the ones that always show up to events like this, or might show up to city council meetings when they can. But I'm excited to be able to serve people because I get to stand in the gap for them and they trust me. So, with that being said, permission to be raggedy. I ain't gonna cuss. I'm gonna do good about that because I'm a DJ. So sometimes I get some cussing, but I ain't gonna do it. But I am so honored to actually be here the 9th anniversary. Some people actually know me from my first job, which was being 1 year old at 9:80 a.m. running 8 tracks back and forth from Miss Hale to my mama. But growing up into being part of so many different sectors within our city and our county. I am born and raised here in Pensacola. I was raised by a dynamic woman, as Mr. Carr just told y'all about. She definitely is the pioneer. I'm her legacy, and I plan to continue that legacy as much as possible, even though it may not have been in the way that she really wanted me to be. She probably wanted me to be a preacher, but I ain't that. I'm preaching my own way, okay? Look, y'all know me. I love it. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in on live. Everybody that's here to support. People that I just met. Hey, I just met you to the stage. People that know me since I was a little bitty, right? The thing that I wanted to talk about is, yes, I'm supposed to give a motivational speech. It's supposed to be hype, right? Lit. All of that, right? But I want to kind of go back to talking about how I really got started in public organizing, community organizing, as you know it. I'm not doing therapy anymore actively. Not mad about it. I did trauma therapy. And while I was doing trauma therapy, I was also organizing in our community against racial violence. And as some, Abraham met me while I was in the field, would know that that is very impactful for you to carry on as a person, to move through your community and have to be in the office on one side and outside on the ground on the other side. And people who should have supported me sometimes maybe didn't because they wasn't happy about the way that I led my life outside of the office. So it started, honestly, I credit my children for where my life is right now. My youngest child, Nicholas, if anybody knows Nico, Carlos, you over there smiling. If anybody knows Nico, then Nico was raised to be the Hale raiser of the family. But Nico was born 2 days before Michael Brown was murdered in Ferguson. Everything that happened in Ferguson trickled down to Pensacola. We started talking about having a lot more conversations about what was happening with police violence, vigilante violence within our communities, what had already happened. It was at this point that I decided to make a very conscious decision that I was raising 2 Black boys in America, nonetheless in the South. As wonderful as Pensacola is, we're very much in the South. That I had decided that I had to do more than sit and educate people online. I had to actually get on the ground and connect with people. A lot of people don't realize that before they saw what was the From Pensacola movement in Pensacola back in 2014, we had already had several vigils that only turned out about 7 people. It felt hopeless at that time. These are the only people in Pensacola that really care about what might be happening with Black lives. And that extends so much, right? We're not just talking about one thing when we're talking about Black lives. We're talking about exactly what we're here for. It's economic development. It trickles so much. But we continued on and we decided to do more things. And by the time we got to December in 2014, we had turned out hundreds of people right at MLK Square. That's what led me to decide to continue on. Actually, I hadn't even had a degree. I had my associates, I take that back. I didn't get my associates. That's what led me to deciding to go further in my education because I had to figure out what is it, what's the knowledge, what's the gaps that I'm lacking in order to be a part of this. I didn't even know you could be a community organizer full-time as a job. I was like, when I found out there were people that did that for a living, I was, what? I was so taken aback. I could actually schedule meetings with people one-on-one. I could show up to my politician's office and get paid to do it. Might not get paid much, but I can get paid to do that, still take care of my family and care about my community. This is what led me to be a social worker. I decided social work was the thing that I needed to get a degree in because it was so broad and there was so much that I could do. So fast forward, 2014, 2018, I had this degree. We are just trying to start a Dream Defenders chapter in Pensacola. I'm also starting to realize that trauma therapy is really, really hard and I need an outlet. And that's when I started DJing, 2018. At this point, I was like, okay, there's more people that care about this, but we're seeing some changes, but we're not seeing where's the staying power of things? Those are the questions. Sometimes we have to dig really deep and ask more questions. We can't just get happy about where we're sitting with something and say, this is enough, this is great. I got my master's degree, I'm making something, things are better for me, and that's it. We have to dig deeper. We have to constantly ask questions. We have to wonder, what is it that's better for us and our community, not just our small families? So I asked questions a little bit more. It's like, okay, we're starting this chapter. Trauma therapy is doing a lot on my mental health. So I have something else that I'm doing, but how is this reaching other people? I can't just be a DJ. I wasn't raised like that. You can't just do one thing and that just be a thing. It's like how my mom raised me. She raised me to go further, to be more impactful, to do more at all times, to be of service. My father also, who is born and raised in Pensacola, community is one of our top values in our family. Y'all know the Shumos? Y'all know that's true. And so it was with that I began to do more in the community that was coupled with DJing. This is how I got involved with doing a lot more with network Black professionals. I'm so thankful for my comrades that are here. This is how I began to do more with looking at like our feminist spaces, right? Incorporating Black feminists. I used music to be healing. And that's when I knew I could move on from doing just therapy in an office. My therapy office is now wherever I'm DJing at. I connect with so many people. And I'm able to use the notoriety, the popularity, whatever that is, being on the radio, this is all great. But when people go to lifeishale.com, the first thing that they see is how can I get better? How can I get well? What does my community need? And what does that look like? So taking it a step further, all of these things, like I said, I have like 4 different jobs. I'm raised with 2 big kids, so I gotta have 4 different jobs, right? Especially in this economy, it's really wild. But as we move forward, we're going from 2018 to 2020. I actually get a job with Pensacola Dream Defenders. Not Pensacola, Dream Defenders is a statewide organization. information actually. So I get a job doing North Florida regional organizing work. This is before COVID was a huge pandemic that was in January. It was rough. It was rough because then I had more time to spend focusing on what the ills of our community was. 2020 opened my eyes to how someone will sit in a political seat or they will show up as someone that looked like me, but not necessarily care about my people. What was my role in that? What has my role always been in that? My role has always been to hold those people's feet to the fire. And I'm good at it. And if you're in here running for a seat, you'll learn I'm very good at it. Pushing forward, asking more questions. What is it that we need? What are we digging deeper for? What are we just not being happy with? I'm wonderful in my own little bubble. I'm actually very much happy to be at home in my living room with the kids playing in the other room. But pushing forward, asking more questions, getting out of that bubble and saying, these are these ills, pinpointing these things, and then bringing more people in. One of my top goals for the year of 2022 was to be better at developing more leaders in our community. My reach as a regional organizer is from here to Gainesville now. And I'm very happy to say that my goal is being very fleshed out, and I've developed at least 3 organizers in each set of spots and counties within from here to Gainesville. But what does that look like where people who may not necessarily be in social justice, right? My job, my livelihood is about caring for people. Even as a DJ, it's about caring for people. It's about if somebody starts fighting on the floor that I'm DJing at, I'm gonna turn on Can We Talk because everybody gonna start singing and they gonna start fighting. Some people know what I'm talking about. But what does it look like to show up and care in whatever sector that you work in or that you're an entrepreneur in? At this point, going back, I got 4 different jobs, right? DJ Hale is its own umbrella. Life is Hale is what goes over being DJ Hale because I do consulting as far as developing people and developing leadership. That is important to me because I'm an organizer. I'm not an activist. People will say it first, and I'm like, that's cool because you saw me in the newspaper. That's fine. But what I am is an organizer. I'm someone that gets to sit down with people and make more organizers and encourage them to make more organizers because those are the people who care, who make impact, who change. And anybody in here can be an organizer, regardless of what you do. As long as we are continuing to take what it is that we're doing and not just being single-minded about it, as you're all here together, right? We network because we want to build on something, we want to extend, we want to develop. Then you continue to do that. You continue to reach out to folks. Be intentional to connecting with others. Not just for, I'm gonna get this from them if I give this to them. But be intentional because you never know how much those relationships may impact whoever it is that you cross paths with. Like I said in the beginning, there are some people who have known me since I was a itty bitty girl in this room. And there are some people who just met me 2018. There are people who just met me on Tuesday. And every single one of those people has no idea how much I have taken from our conversations with them. How much I am very intentionally implementing whatever it is I might have heard or whatever it is I might have learned from what they had to say. So how are you doing that in your sector? How are you doing that as somebody who works independently, maybe? How are you doing that as somebody who's a politician? What you think may be the best, are you listening to people? Are you taking note of what it is that they have to say instead of saying, yeah, that sounds all right, and not going with it? Are we testing it out? Are we thinking deeper? Are we caring more as we move along? Are we taking care of ourselves as we do that? Are we making space for others? That's what's important. That is always what's gonna be the most important thing for me, and as I build whatever my legacy may be. I got 2 boys, so who knows what's gonna happen. But I feel like somebody out there that loves me, and I hope it's many, many people, that they'll pull on that legacy, and they'll continue to say, I heard that if I develop a person here, that's just gonna continue on and be a chain reaction. So how are you doing that? With love and with care and in your community. That's all I got.
Our future is bright, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So I'm gonna ask the first question because I can. So one of my favorite artists, poets, is Jill Scott, and she has a song called My Petition, which is one of my favorite songs. And the opening line is, you say you need it for me, but you don't do it. You say you have a plan, but you just don't go through with it. So how do you challenge political folks here, and community folks here, community leaders, change makers? How do you challenge them to stay in the game and go through with it?
I would say that it's almost in 2 parts for me, right? One is reminding them to be intentional. With everything, you have to be intentional. You have to sit down and say, I'm really doing this. I'm not just showing up because right now I'm going to show up and I have to be here. I'm showing up, I'm focused on what it is that's being asked of me because I know that I'm in an important position. And then 2, did I say it was 2 parts? I feel like that's really the only thing. And the plan. Having a plan to follow through. I'm challenging people to follow through. I'm looking at their solution. Okay, you're saying that this is going to be the solution if you do this, but you're not following that right now. So how am I going to get the solution that you said is going to be better for us? And I'm constantly asking leaders about that. I know I get on my whole thing about this. When he brings the idea to me and I'm asking more questions, I'm crying. Because the more that we ask questions, the more we flesh out things, the more solutions we actually come up with. It just feels hard, it feels tough, it feels like someone's picking on you. But it's not that, it's for the better outcome on the other side.
Back to what you said, that's powerful. Back to what you said about what are you doing not only for you, but for others too. Yeah. So let's open it up for a few questions. We always tell students that chance of opportunity of a lifetime is in the lifetime of the opportunity. So she's here now, lifetime of opportunity. She just got a statewide position. So I'm just saying, it's like having, I don't know, Beyonce when she was in Houston. I'm just saying. I don't know no young singers. Yes, sir. No. Go ahead.
Oh, how do we get involved? You can actually set up a meeting with me. I will, and we have any type of meetings that we have coming up. I have a local organizing team here that are amazing. They will connect with you one-on-one, and we set up just getting you to come to any statewide meetings, which are usually on Zoom. And then we have a whole bunch of local organizing meetings that we usually do to talk about what it is that we're moving forward with. I will tell y'all a secret that right now we're moving with talking about making our streets safer. So I think a lot of people are going to be really interested to get into what Dream Defenders now. And please, I have all my cards over here, so feel free to get my cards so you can set up a meeting with me or anybody else.
And you're on Facebook and
Yep.
all the social media.
I'm on all of them. I'm DJ Hale on Instagram. I'm Life is Hale on Pensacola Dream Defenders on Facebook.
H-A-L-E, y'all.
Yes,
H-A-L-E, don't play.
H-A-L-E.
Come with a little devil, that ain't our problem. Hold on a second. We got it here, then Geraldine, and then Rodney over here. Yes, sir. And then, okay, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Keontra Hale. I'm a youth motivational speaker. And thank you, DJ Hale, for just sharing your story with us tonight. Very inspiring. My question for you is, as a community organizer, what has been your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge my biggest challenge will have to be follow through, with the community. And sometimes I am the person that has lacked on that, right? Organizing is hard because it's a hard job, or it's not a job, it's a career. It's a hard career, and especially in 2020, between 2020 and now, it's been rough for so many people. So 90% of organizing is follow-up people. If somebody stops answering my calls because they're going through too much, or I'm not able to connect with them necessarily because they have so much going on that I might not have the solve to, and I try my best to, then that's a challenge. And that's the reason why actually, if you see a lot of movements start up and they have thousands of people, and then you see it dwindle down to maybe a few hundred, it's because people go through things. And we have to keep that in mind, and that's a gap that I'm willing to help fill, but that's the biggest challenge that we have.
Great, Abraham and then Geraldine.
How would you describe a community organizer? I got 3 questions. First one is, what's a community organizer? How would you describe that simply? What characteristics are you looking for in people to develop them as community organizers? And then, what are some practical things that people in the community can do to help push the mission forward?
Oh, awesome, good question. So a community organizer, they don't have to necessarily always be political organizers, right? We see people, wonderful, Mike Chemical, right, is a community organizer. People that work with our houses community. It could be in any sector that you're a community organizer. What we do is we actually connect people with resources, and we push a strategy forward in order to make progress in our community. And we're organizing the people towards that mission, whatever our mission or goal is. The qualities of a community organizer, I would have to say, is number one, be disciplined. Because it is a very free-flowing and fluctuating type of career. You have a lot of space to either not do the things that you said that you would do, or do those things above and beyond. Strive to be that, right? The other thing is to be a very honest person, someone that doesn't run from confrontation. Because as a community organizer, you're gonna deal with confrontation. One, if it's somebody who you're supposed to be holding accountable, accountability is a big thing in community organizing. And then also be someone that's open-minded. You know, run into a lot of people. It doesn't matter if you're a community organizer for a Democratic, progressive, right association. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to have an open mind because of all the many people that you're gonna have to connect with, and you have to be prepared to connect with people. I can talk about that all day, being prepared to connect with people and how much it can take out of you. But it is a thing. Like being ready, being prepared, and coming in a loving type of way when you're an organizer, because people can see right through you if you're not honest, if you're not disciplined, if you're not true, and they don't run away from you. And your last question was
Some practical things that
the
people in the community leaders, or just advocates can do to push the mission forward.
Yes, so depending on what the mission is, I mean, my mission is to make our streets safer, right? To connect with the youth and the adults in wherever the organization is putting boots to the ground to be better, right? What they can do is join the organization. It doesn't have to be drink offenders. I would prefer drink offenders, but it doesn't have to be drink offenders. It can be any organization that you see doing something that's trying to make a change. They may not have had tangible changes just yet, but the one thing that we always fail to do is like stick with something, to follow through what I talked about, right? And then also connecting with each other. What my mission is right now, it falls on us keeping each other safe, which means that we have to not be afraid of each other. We have to reach out to each other and connect. So that's what people can do right now. Networking, y'all doing that already. How are we doing it with the other folks on the street that we may walk past sometimes? What are we doing about that? So those are some practical tips, and also donations, always help, I'm a child of free, so please give them money.
Okay, let's go to Geraldine and then Rodney.
are you working out of your house or an office somewhere? And you ever set up at T&W Market? So much community there.
Yeah, so we did have an outreach at T&W, but we'll show up anywhere. Like, y'all will just see a Dream Defenders table show up. Our Juneteenth, y'all had to have seen us at like 3 or 4 different events. But we'll show up anywhere. We did do one at T&W. I think it was I heard they had a good time. They had a good time with that one. But yeah, sometimes we do. I think we gotta get consistent, but we also need more people. We need more people who are ready to get on the ground and talk to people. And then you said, am I working at my house? Yes, for the most part, all of my day-to-day work, I'm sitting at the house in my little home office, but I am available to go meet with anybody. If y'all have some office space somewhere you want to put me at, I ain't got a lot of money, so I can find something. I'll come to that office space. And I travel a lot, so a lot of work is just from the house and going out and meeting with people.
Great. And Ron?
Yes, my name is Rodney Roberts, born and raised in Pensacola, and I hear people talking about economic development. I heard you say you talk with a lot of current politicians. One of the things that I see in Pensacola, the rising cost of home. I've been fortunate enough to own multiple homes. I have aunts and uncles, I have people in my family who never owned a home. And in Pensacola right now, there are a lot of people who never own a house in Pensacola. What conversations, if any, are you having with politicians about controlling costs or creating affordable housing? Because when we talk economic development, economic, financial stability, I think that starts with being able to own a home. So much starts from that. And when people are renting their whole lives, I don't really hear a whole lot of conversation about helping people towards home ownership and holding people accountable for so many people in Pensacola, and that's black and white, who can't afford to buy homes in Pensacola now because real estate developers, people from the northeast of Europe are buying up everything. What conversations been had about helping people from Pensacola being able to afford homes?
I absolutely love this question. It is something that came up in 2021 when we did something called Party Store Conversations. One of the best kept secrets is that I'm actually part of the Human Relations Commission with the City of Pensacola and its Community County partner. Right now, I am not only in Pensacola, but Tallahassee talking about tenants' bill of rights, how that will help with the affordable housing care, but also on the Human Relations Commission, we are talking more about what it looks like to help people get prepared. And I have heard through the grapevine that there are going to be some more affordable housing spots and slots made and created within the next few years for people that are ready, that have never owned homes before. That's the start of conversations, but also part of that is people gathering together so that it's not just me going up to someone and saying, hey, y'all really should do this. But that we actually have people power behind saying, yeah, we should. And I am open to solutions. I don't have the answers to that. I'm also someone who has been very, very blessed to be able to own my home for a while now. And that's not something that all of my peers will be able to say. So I'm open to solutions. I'm open to continue having those conversations, but it is an open conversation right now with everybody that's part of my organization and with folks on the Human Relations Commission that are trying to help make sure that people are living in homes because this is an issue.
Take one last question, otherwise, I think, no, Josie, yes, no? Put you on the spot. That's a mom and Josie, putting somebody on the spot. Go ahead, yes, sir.
So originally I was going to ask you a question about your greatest challenges and inspirations. As far as being here right now and seeing everybody else's questions that have already been asked, everything I was thinking about has really been covered already. But since I'm on the spot, you met me on Tuesday. I explained to you a little bit how I'm new to the area. And so we're looking to plug in for the youth as far as I've got a 21-year-old son at home and we're looking to be here at least for the next 10 years. So what kind of places would you suggest being able to plug in for a family and very young, say, mentors and things like that for young families?
Oh,
I cannot say that I have all the answers to that. Primarily because we only have a few organizations, which like I said, True Feed is here, has been here, will be here, they go nowhere, they're one. But also reaching out to people that you're networking with now. I think I talked to you a little bit about like how Bantucola has we support like businesses and everything, and going into those networks with people to see. We have a lot of up and coming, I think, types of organizations that are trying to take in more of families and helping them stay connected and loved on and supporting. But I can't name them off the top of my head. I ain't got all those answers, but what I can tell you is that now that you put it in front of my head, I'm gonna get those answers to you about a week. And if anybody knows anything, please go talk to him.
I want to make sure, so we have Gary and Carol McIntosh with Movement for Change over here. You know, we were talking about kids college earlier at Pensacola State. I know y'all ain't trying to get no 20-month-old at Pensacola State one, but I'm just saying that's why he's husband over there too. They right. Mason County, Pensacola State College. We have the Cool Institute, as you said, Reverend John Hale, and so many. So y'all make sure to give your card to this young man. Here, raise your hand, brother. Raise your hand. Yeah, with all the cards to him. Reverend Carl Reeves with Great Mount Little. He know everybody from the governor to the gubernator. He know everybody, and everybody in between. Right. See, he said yes, he know it's true coming to himself. You know everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking this amazing young lady who has dared beyond ourselves, organizing, as she said, starts with love and then goes out. That means loving yourself and then going out and celebrating all of us in this community. So please join me in thanking DJ Hale, Haley Morrissette. Door prizes here. Ms. Don, can I get you to help me? We're gonna give away some door prizes here. How many do we need for?
Let's do 2, 3.
T-shirt. We'll give away the t-shirt and the books together. Yes, you're pulling again.
If I pull my card, y'all.
We gonna love you. Pull up how many? T-shirt. So we got Baptist Hospital, we got Blues Bear. Baptist Hospital, Blues Bear. We thank the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce. Great Fox Media. Studer Family of Companies.
I'm sorry, I got excited. Who's Warzone Music? Oh yeah, come on. Y'all got radio music? You got radio music? Okay, you gotta get my phone. All right. Kevin Brown.
Is Kevin still here? Kevin?
Yeah, y'all pulling up.
No. Come on up. We don't do that, Kevin. Come on up. Come on. You can give it away later. We ain't got that much time.
And we got Juan Bassett.
Oh, Juan's already won, so let's get it.
Juan already won?
Oh, this is the card.
Yeah.
And who is this?
Oh, I know that.
Keontra Daniels?
I knew that.
There you go.
Okay, go ahead and get all of y'all in there. Say, you know, young ladies, I young scholars.
You are beautiful. Yeah. Hello. There you go. All right. Okay, get close. Like a friend. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right.
I do.
3.
We got 3 gift certificates to Bodacious for all right, let's go for the name. We got 3 gift certificates here.
I got Yolanda. But Yolanda?
First Yolanda, Queen. Queen.
I think Queen.
Woo-hoo!
Margarita.
Margarita. Come on,
And
Miss
Miss Macintosh.
All right, let's get the picture there. Don, you in there?
Everybody's singing.
She's ready to go golf.
I know. Look at her. Yeah. All right. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Woo-hoo.
I just love her. She just goes. I have to tell you, she's so funny.
How many more?
She wins a lot.
We got a golf bag and a backpack, equal backpack, Don, take mom to the court. Wait, my golf swing is not good. Yeah, the golf bag.
This is hers.
All right. We got Dimitri Matthews.
Dimitri, come on down. All right.
And I got her connections. That's 3. We're back. Yeah, come on back. Come on back.
What I mean?
Yeah, come on back. Oh, that's
You wanna pass the turn?
Come on, come on, your decoration. Come on, give me the separation.
You give it to that man over there, because I know he's going to do it.
No. All right.
Yeah, I can't go Sunday morning.
All right, now final gifts are Okay, gift bag, a peach gift bag, and what else? So we have a $200 gift certificate for 5 sisters and a peach gift bag courtesy of the Dimitri donor.
All right, I got Mia Bowman.
Come on down. All right.
I pulled some woman named Hale, like
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And it's supposed to be free, right?
You want this to be right? All right.
I was wondering if we
Again, please network, enjoy each other, celebrate. This is what it's all about. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay, enjoy the tree. That thing's network and enjoy each other.
Oh, yeah. How much flexibility do we have?
It might look like
All right, 4179. Last four numbers, 4179. 4179. You got it. All right, back to 61.
And then this is the charger.
Y'all gonna do some more? Y'all gonna do some more? Y'all gonna do some more drumming? Okay.
I'm Adriana.
Probability is every now and then I might just blow on down the street. Every now and then I go down. I ain't playing no more. Baby girl, let me tell you what past me just make me think about what your name is. See now, bitch, that I'm sure say something nasty. Yeah. I'm real close to it. Yes, I did. Yeah. Oh,
I know that this, the